I think we're live. I didn't do their typical slideshow. I figured we'd just jump right into it.
All right.
Back with me and Seth. Our
Hello.
trusty friend Drew is out. I think he's, what do you say? He's with his family this weekend or something.
In Pittsburgh or something? Nah.
Yeah, Pittsburgh. Why Pittsburgh? No offense to anybody from Pittsburgh out there.
Actually, yeah. Pittsburgh, cool city. Actually,
I've actually never been into Pittsburgh, but I guess that's where his that's where his brother lives. I remember he sent some video a while back about his brother like cleaning up the river or something along those lines. I think that was in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. I remember I was struck by how hilly Pittsburgh was.
Oh yeah,
that was super hilly place.
Hilly and bridges everywhere, right?
Yeah. There's because downtown Pittsburgh is in like this valley where these three rivers meet. Hence the name of the old stadium, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have to go over any way you come into Pittsburgh. You have to cross a bridge basically to do it. I don't know. I just know that I've only been to Pittsburgh. I went there on a road trip. Me and a friend were driving around the country and visiting stuff, mostly baseball stadiums. And
gotcha.
Great. Actually, one of my favorite baseball stadiums in Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's really cool.
I have some friends from Pittsburgh and they just struggle with their Pirates, just how bad they are.
Yeah. They were good for like a couple years.
They had a short run, I guess.
A short run, very short. Then back to being the Pirates.
Yeah.
All right.
So to go full scrub on everybody. So Drew's not here. Festivity will hopefully be joining us at some point. We haven't heard from him. He's MIA at the moment. So we left his camera there just in case they ever join at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And then so we're going to be doing a consultation match against NM Rosenberg, as most people.
He's MIA. Is he going to come in here on a paper plane?
As soon as you said MIA, I was like, uh oh.
Thank you.
So Evan is on his way back. I think he was on a weekend vacation or weekend trip or something with the family. So I guess he's in the car. So he's going to start on mobile, and then at some point in the next like half hour, maybe he should be getting home. So we'll try to bring him in on camera if he gets home, especially to do a post-mortem.
Yeah. I hope Festivity comes. If it's just you and me versus Evan, this could get ugly.
Yeah, it's going to get pretty ugly. But looks like Cartier's in the chat, so maybe he can slip us some.
Yeah. How about chat consultation?
So I don't know if Seth's in the chat. I haven't seen him, but I can go ahead and start a game. I figured I'll just click through my screen since I've already got it pulled up. Do you want me to share my screen actually now that I'm thinking about it? Or you want to follow, or do you want to follow me? Whatever's easier.
All right, let me whatever's easier for you, actually. I can do both.
I'll share screen, so if somebody jumps in, it might blow up my camera for a second, but I'll fix it. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, that's fine. This will work.
All right, there we go. Yeah, so you can either look at my screen or do or follow one of us once we start, whatever's easier. But
that's true. I think it is easier, a little bit easier in the Zoom meeting, but
yeah. Okay.
Set up.
Yeah. Cartier, it's probably unfair if you join, right? You're not scrubby enough. Evan came for us, but I mean, we're not against subtle hints, but actually we tend to avoid the hints. But
yeah, I try not to watch the chat during the game. Although, actually, yeah, I mean, or it'd be better if the chat just didn't tell us moves. That would be ideal.
At least not till after
playing this game. Yeah.
All right, so we are. I looked back. We were black against Sophie. Was the last match we did. So we should be white this time. So I'm gonna go ahead and send the challenge and
all right,
see if he accepts it. He's not currently in live chess, but they have been notified of our challenge. So we'll get. Look at him, right on cue. All right, so are we doing D4 or E4?
We should talk about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I play d4. You
You're
play
better at
e4.
opening, so let's just go with d4.
Okay,
It'll be like the only d4 opening from my
that's true.
account
For
ever.
me.
Unless I
All right,
accidentally played it once.
so move c4 here. Yeah, that's true. We won. Our one game we won was d4. So
That's true. All right, so we got
um,
45 seconds. What's your next move?
c4, definitely c4.
Four. All righty.
Yeah,
And I got to make sure I don't mess up my coordinates now that I'm normally I make Drew click through so we can yell at him if he
yeah.
screws it up.
Is right. Is Evan driving? Okay, so he's going for a Nimzo. I usually go anti. Oh, so against the Craddock, we went anti Nimzo.
Is that what we did?
So that would be, yeah, that would be knight f3. The same position against the Craddock, and we played knight f3. Knight c3 is would be going into the Nimzo.
Oops.
So
you want to stick with our tried and true so far, knight f3?
Yeah, if we want to have a chance, we better stick with what we know.
Let's do it.
If we just play what he knows, and he's already better than us, then it's like.
Oh, is that what Jesse said about us? Those guys are really terrible. Somebody's got to clip that.
Yeah.
And I'll just play it whenever he can't figure out how to do something on Chessable.
He does go for the QGD. Transpose it. I don't know. I like this. I like when this happens. So I usually play knight c3 here.
Okay, I don't play this, so I'm gonna go with what you play until we get into something like that. Mm-hmm. So knight c3, you think go ahead and play it?
Yep, knight c3 is good. Very basic, very simple. All right, so we got our Rogozin. I play the exchange usually take on d4 and then play bishop g5. But
take on d4, bishop g5.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
You want to stick with that?
Yeah, let's do it.
So go ahead, pawn takes.
I hope he's driving while playing here.
yeah. He never said. I assume whoever he's with is driving, and he's not trying to drive.
Yeah.
Bishop g5.
Yeah, bishop g5 is the reason we exchanged. Yeah.
That looks reasonable to me.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay.
Is that something you see?
No, but I'm sure it's fine.
That's a safe bet.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not sure what the point of this move is. I guess just to break the pin.
It breaks the pin and still defends the knight, I guess. Seems reasonable.
Yeah. That's true. I suppose. Yeah, I guess I guess you can do this since you already in the Rogozin, he's already played the bishop out to b5 because normally this move would block
it in. Yeah.
But although we could. I mean, my inclination is still just to stay normal and play e3, but we could think about a3. And then he kind of, I think, owes it to us to take our knight at that point. I don't know if that's
a3 trades. We get
that's good or not.
Isolated a pawn.
Yeah, we do have the isolated a pawn in that instance. It's a little. And then and then I don't know if I feel like c4 isn't hard to play, but maybe c3 would be a weakness. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like you play c4 and then no, I don't know. We should probably just play e3.
Yeah, my first inclination was either e3 to open up the bishop or trying to fianchetto the bishop. I don't know if you normally will fianchetto in a position like this.
Yeah,
having never played it.
No. So okay, so one thing to be aware of here, actually, is bishop f5, and usually you play e3 so you can get the bishop on that diagonal to d3. That's kind of where you want
Uh-huh.
it, and you want to get it before he gets bishop f5. Now, so, bishop f5 can be premature and get punished. So if we play e3 and he plays bishop f5, in a QGD, the punishment for that is usually, well, it's oftentimes without the knight already on f3. I think, yeah, that is possible, because normally you can play queen f3, hits it, and then you like take the knight, queen takes, or that you end up trading queens and you get sort of a nice end game.
Hmm.
But I don't think it's possible in this position. And if e3 bishop f5, then queen b3, then he does take probably on c3. I'm guessing, and we take. We are hitting b7 in that position, um, but hmm. So we could play queen c2 first if we don't like that.
Yeah.
I do like the Carlsbad structure giant slalom.
I don't think I've ever intentionally played the Carlsbad. Yeah, the Rogosian.
Tis or Wisconsin.
So
Tis.
what are we? Are we leaning towards E3?
E depends of how much we hate bishop f5. So if e3 bishop f5, we could then, I mean, we could play bishop d3, but I don't know. That swaps our good bishop. The light colored bishop, the light square bishop is good. I'm wondering if queen c2 first is fine. It wouldn't be better.
I don't think
Queen
I have
c
anything against it,
queen c2, and
other
then
than delaying development of the,
it is
this guy. But that's just
it is a
maybe.
bit it is a bit, but I think it's not a it's not the kind of position where we're gonna get hammered for it.
Uh-huh.
Now queen, the other thing move I guess we should be considering of is, because he broke the pin, he also now has knight e5. um so that's a right, that's e5, isn't it? E4,
94. Yeah. Oh yeah.
94,
Yeah. 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 I was
94.
like. I think. Yeah. 94.
Yeah, 94, which is pretty also thematic in a position like this. But again, if we play queen c2, it doesn't seem to be a problem. Yeah, the knight's pinned, but we'll get it out. We need two moves, three
Mm.
moves if you include the castling to get it. Yeah, oh yeah, check. We should
But
always look at
yeah,
that,
I
I
was
guess.
just. It doesn't do much. I don't. I
Check.
mean, it doesn't
Well,
do
he has to
anything.
play. Yeah, he has to play knights. It forces him to play knight c3 or c6, right? No. Never mind. Never mind. The bishop's defended by the queen.
Yeah.
I'm all
Yeah.
like,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. That's the issue. That's all defended, so it doesn't. I
right,
don't think
right.
it
I
gets
was
us
thinking
much.
like, oh yeah, I mean, we could force him to play knight c6, and then he wants then he's blocking a c pawn, which is what his main tool for fighting for the center.
All right. Let's pick something. We spent 5 minutes now. I guess.
Yeah. Um. So queen c2. If castles, we play e3 and then and then bishop d3 next move, almost no matter what, and then castle. Unless of course he takes on c6 or
Hmm.
c3. And then the only thing that to even worry about, I think, is queen c2, knight e4, and then I don't know. I still think we play e3. Like if he wants to take our dark squared bishop, unless there's a tactical problem with that. If he took our dark square bishop, the knight takes, then is there something that would happen after that that would lose us the game?
I don't know.
I don't see it.
I don't think so.
Uh,
I mean, maybe he sees it.
Yeah, it's almost like you feel like there's some trick involved with. Also, though, if knight e4, we can drop back bishop to f4, and that gets it, and then hit the queen.
Yeah.
And he's still not really threatening anything terrible. Like he can take on c3, but we just take back. So I think queen
You want to do queen
c2
c2?
is good. I think so.
Let's go for it.
Yeah, in the chat, I think like some general discussions, okay, but just not in no like hints for us. Basically, is
Yeah,
what.
yeah. I guess yeah. Just don't be like, oh, queen c2. Don't say like some big line that like ends in like a some kind of a tactical thing.
Yeah,
You
and
can
don't really
discuss
like
ideas and
and don't like steer the mess up like save us.
yeah, and especially like after. Yeah, you can
Just
say stuff
let
like
it happen.
after to a certain extent.
Yeah, we didn't really look at bishop takes f6. I mean, I guess I sort of looked at it, but I don't see
So we saw that coming.
what we would get from it. Oh yeah, wait, hold on. What was I thinking? We can't play bishop f4. I was thinking after
Oh
e3
yeah,
we could
yeah,
play
yeah,
bishop
yeah,
f4 again.
yeah.
Um, man, it's been a rough day for chess. Let's see. Like if he takes our bishop, like fine. I think like it's gonna
I
take
don't. Yeah, I
him.
don't see him trying to go after that bishop, right? At least not
It's
right
gonna
now.
take him 2 moves to take it, and he's gonna be behind in development. Right. So if we play e3, we just need to check to make sure we're not
Yeah,
top a
e3 was still
blunder.
like the first move we were talking about before that. I'm trying to see if
Yeah,
there's anything wrong with it.
I don't see it. Like we should look for like force. Like there's no like crazy sack. I don't like you can't like take on f2 or anything. Um, he takes, we take.
Oh, Anna
Then in that
Cramling.
position. Oh wow.
Thanks,
Oh,
Anna.
now the pressure's on.
Yeah. Oh crap. Now we really can't screw up.
um.
Thanks, all the people from Anna's stream. You are watching as of right now, us two scrubs, us two lower rated. We're in like the 1500 range taking on a national master. So
Yeah, in a consultation style. I'm a little concerned. It feels like maybe we missed. I don't know. If he goes for 94, should we not have allowed it? But whatever, it's happened.
yeah.
Um, but I don't know.
Do we
So if
just
he
push the
takes
pawn
and
and
then we take, yeah. If he e3, then knight takes on g5, then knight takes on g5, and then what?
I guess he maybe
He just
oh wait, no, he doesn't
castles.
castle. That
Or
would have
is
been
our
rough.
knight? Oh yeah. No, he doesn't castle.
Yeah, because that would
In
be
the
bad.
mate. He doesn't. I mean, in our dreams, he castles.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then so yeah, does he kick it? Does he play h6? We just go back. What did we lose? What did he gain? Bishop d3. Oh.
Yeah, everyone joining from the raid late. Thanks everybody, and thanks Anna for the raid. Really appreciate that. That
Guys.
more people can watch
So
us
the
suffering.
yeah. So the parameters are we would appreciate if you're gonna stick around. We hope you do. But so if you no move, no like lines or move suggestions in the chat for us, please. We're about to make a terrible move. You just have to sit there in silence and
Yeah,
suffer.
I'm locked in. The anticipated move, I
Uh,
think, was
there was
E3.
I think E3 ring though. I think
You want to just go
E3
for it
is
and see
what
what he
we're
does?
thinking, but I'm just yeah. I just wasn't. Yeah, E3. The light square bishop is more important than the dark square bishop in the QGD. Generally speaking, not always. Things. QGD is vast and rich. opening. So
And for anyone with all the Raiders coming in, if you've never been to this stream, to Chess Dojo stream, the Chess Dojo is made up of three main sensei. So it's GM Jesse Cry, International Master Kostya Kavutsky, and International Master David Pruce. So they're the ones who normally stream, and then occasionally and on Sunday nights they give us viewers and everybody else an opportunity to come on and show off our limited chess abilities. So that's what you're getting to witness tonight. So if you follow, stick around, come back, you can learn a lot. Or a very educational stream. Not tonight. Well, maybe you'll learn something, but
yeah, when Evan comes on and tells us what we all did what we did terribly.
yeah,
This is probably the most educational version of Scrubs, at least.
That's true. Yeah, us playing variants isn't very educational.
No, not educational. I guess us doing analysis is I don't know, a peek into the mind of the lower rated player.
This must be festive. Yeah, we're supposed to have a third scrub on with us, but they are missing in action. And eventually, hopefully, Evan, who's the international master that we're playing, should be able to join. He's actually on the road, so he's playing us on mobile. So he'll be getting home, and then he'll hopefully join us and maybe do a quick post-mortem and talk about what he saw at the end of the game. So that's the most educational, where he will eventually be able to say where we blundered and where we went wrong. What are we? We're 1-3. Is that what we are?
1-3. We have somehow won at this before. Now, granted, there were 3 of us that time. So festivity was supposed to be filling in. We usually get a guest on every week. So if the guest is a good player, we play them in consultation. And if the guest is a scrub like us, we have them on and do some other fun stuff. But our third regular is out this week. So we have National Master Evan on to play against us, and then we were supposed to also have festivity to help us. But here we are, high and dry, with just the 2 of us. Who sings that?
Just the 2 of us?
Yeah, is that
Will Smith?
Will Smith.
Duh.
Of course. I
mean, that's the version I know.
Oh, Bill Withers, of course.
Oh man, I forgot you can't hear it. I started playing it on Spotify. The stream probably heard it, but you didn't. Yeah, Bill Withers is the original, but I like to go with the Will Smith version. You can't go wrong with the Will Smith version.
Yeah, I was. I'm more of a Miami guy.
I mean, duh. You can't go wrong with that. So there was a period where where Evan said he was going to be getting home and having to run up into his apartment. I truly don't think he's thinking that hard about this position. He's probably just shifting.
We did it. We stumped him.
We finally stumped him with our E3 pawn push.
I thought you were about to go into a Will Smith discussion there, because you were like,
oh, I mean, I can talk about Will Smith as much as you want, because I mean,
there is his period, post Fresh Prince, where his music was really.
Yeah, I mean, well, when he hit Big Willie style, it was obviously the best album. But Millennium had a bunch of hits. It kind of missed a few, but Millennium was a pretty good one.
He was the.
I mean, it had Cisco on it. He had Cisco on the Millennium.
Nice. Yeah, man. Will Smith and Cisco rapping. That's what a blast from the past. The wheels sort of fell off with the Wild Wild West soundtrack, if you ask me.
I mean, I'm gonna hard disagree with that. Have you heard that song?
And that movie in general.
Yeah, man, that movie was like one. It wasn't like one of like those like classic movies that like lost the most amount of money because they put in
Yeah,
so much into it, and it just
I think it
was
probably won
incredible and
like a
highly
bunch of. I
underrated.
feel like it was. I feel like that was a big winner at the like the one of those like Razzie movies that like Wild Wild West.
Yeah, but and that's not fair because I mean they always say Waterworld was like one of like the biggest busts of all time, and that movie's incredible. I just watched it like 2 months ago. It was on
Really?
Netflix. It's so good. They're making a
It,
show of it or something like that. I just saw that.
wow, Waterworld is having a moment coming
Yep.
back. So
Hey,
okay, I guess what we should be worried about here, I just realized, is maybe Bishop F5. No, but that's not a problem because we play Bishop D3.
yeah.
And then he just like
Yeah, Rengar is saying Evan's sitting here
anyway, so
calculating. We're talking about Will Smith. You can see
anyway,
why
back to
that's why he's a national master and we're 1500.
anyway, back to 90s movies flops. Well, yeah, Waterworld. I don't I saw when I was like a little kid, so I can't comment. I feel like I've seen like little bits of it like on TV
Man,
every
rewatch it. It's
so
a
often.
classic.
Is it really though? Is it really?
But it actually has come up like a lot where people have talked about it and be like, it didn't deserve the hit
It didn't deserve the hate it got.
Plus, I mean,
believe that.
they just they sunk so much money thinking it was going to be the best movie of all time. So that's the reason, just because it lost so much.
Right.
Let me see.
Aren't they? They're on water. They're in water like the whole movie, right?
Yeah, it's the water world.
They find.
They're trying to get to dry land.
Oh man.
And spoiler alert, they find it.
They find it. Good for them. Good for you, Kevin
Costner, Dennis Hopper, R.I.P.
Dennis. Yeah.
Oh, come on. This just isn't fair. Look at this. 48%. That's not fair.
I mean, but 48% is like
Yeah.
not as bad as ever. Even if a 48% movie is just like a whatever, like movie.
Yeah.
Whereas
48 doesn't deserve people to criticize it as like one of the biggest flops of all time.
Yeah. No, Battlefield Earth is truly like the worst movie ever.
That is just painful to watch. I've never even been able to sit through the whole thing. That one is just so uncomfortably bad.
Oh man, the I guess it's not CGI, it's before CGI, but whatever like visuals they were going for are just the worst things I've ever seen.
Just keep in mind
the other problems.
Keep in mind the man who wrote it also founded a religion.
I was like, beyond the fact that it's a story, it's based on a story from the mind of Scientology.
Yeah. All right,
and like the acting is. Oh yeah, here we go.
Oh yeah, Pumpkin, you're younger. You've never heard Battlefield Earth? Oh, it's so bad.
Yeah, it's like one of the most.
So we just take with the night, obviously. I would assume.
I don't think we can play this game down a piece. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna take.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, Battlefield Earth was a book written by L. Ron Hubbard, the founder of Scientology. And then they made a movie with John Travolta and I don't remember who else is in it. And it's just one of the
Forrest Whitaker.
Oh my gosh, he's in that. I forgot.
Yeah, Pumpkin the Cat. Just go to just like YouTube and just like best/worst of Battlefield Earth. It's pretty good. It's
all right. Well, Evan thinks I'm gonna look up what it got on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, gotta be a 0. There's no way anybody gave it.
I'm gonna guess 17%.
I'm gonna say hard 0. All right.
Did he move? No, still not move. 3%. You win. You were closer.
The Scientology monthly movie review is like gave it the. It's like that. Like that.
3.
Who's that super religious? Who's the guy who makes the super religious? It's
Sorry, I also just keep muting because there's 2 screaming kids in the background trying to brush their teeth for bed. super
Nice.
religious, like a Kirk Cameron guy, or I don't.
Kirk Cameron. That's who I'm
Okay,
thinking.
I was
Yeah,
like wondering
because I always, yeah, his name. Because I almost said Cameron Crowe. I didn't want to do that to him, but like, yeah, Kirk Cameron. Those Kirk Cameron movies. Those are also,
I can't.
like.
Hold on, he asked what the plot is. Let's just read it. In the year 3000, there are no countries, no cities. Earth is a wasteland, and man is an endangered species. As the leader of the evil Cyclos, sorry for the screaming in the background, and his race have taken over the world's natural resources and disregarded everyone and everything else. It's up to Johnny Goodboy Tyler, a brave human, to battle the Cyclos and restore normalcy to the world. So basically there is like really no plot. It's just
right. I mean, it sounds like generic enough sci-fi plot,
yeah, it's just like the most generic sci-fi movie you can think of.
But it
all right, so
I guess he had to do that because otherwise we might. Oh, never mind. Anyway,
yeah, the kid started screaming as soon as I started explaining the plot.
He's like, no, not again. Not Battlefield Earth. Do we just go back to F3?
I think F3. There's no reason to go to H3, right?
No. Yeah, no. If we only to go to G4, and like I don't see that as being a thing.
All right, I'm gonna play
or F4.
F3,
Sorry,
and I'm gonna blow up
the coordinates.
Oh yeah, and I also haven't turned off, so that doesn't help. And we actually have festivity here. Of course, it was a time zone mix-up. So, but I'm gonna play F3 and then get him in here.
Knight F3. All right.
All right, so we'll see what he does. So festivity will jump in, and the cameras will kind of all shift around. I'll get them cleaned up, and then we'll. Now we've got our reinforcements.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I can be the crucial difference maker somehow.
Oh, yeah, you got it. You got it. You're bringing in the reinforcements now.
Exactly.
But first, what are your thoughts on Battlefield Earth?
Man, so I caught some of that discussion about the 3%, and yeah, I do wonder if that's just like brigading, like trying to get up the positive rating. Like I don't know.
It's hard to fathom.
If you join from the right IP block, like maybe they can just like insert some JavaScript and like switch that over to 98, 99% fresh or something.
Yeah, that would be. It's too brazen though. They knew better not to go for that. So
sure,
they'd be like, hey, look, someone liked our movie. It's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any thoughts on the position?
Yeah, so I think that Knight F3 was probably the responsible move. Looks like the right thing. I was sitting here, my first thoughts are like, can we play Bishop B5? And almost certainly not, because like everything would be hanging. But it was like, I don't know, maybe there's something there.
That is all right, aggressive. Yeah. I don't think so, because then they just play C6, and I think we're...
Oh, man, I did a William Shatner impression when he did something, and I forgot I was still muted. I was doing this. There's something on the wing. Something.
Yeah, I have my tournament score sheets right here, and I've got a handful of spicy stuff that didn't work out going right here.
Things to avoid.
Well, yeah.
Well, welcome festivity.
Yeah.
We got you here. We got us through an opening, so we think we're fine, right? There's nothing explosive that's happened yet, so.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think if anything, I'd say our pieces look maybe a little bit better developed. I think C6 doesn't really do anything to fix that.
Right.
Yeah, what is C6 other than just locking down that knight and that pawn?
Locking it down. He's just playing, I don't know, playing a long game, I guess.
I wonder if he's looking at something like, A3, B4, and then like it gives the bishop a place to slide back.
Yeah, A3, B4. Yeah, I don't know. I think I wonder where he's going to put his light square bishop.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if
Yeah, there's no
I
real.
don't know.
He's putting all of his pawns on light squares.
True.
Yeah, he has the bishop pair, I guess. He's got that.
I never have that.
This is
And
a
if you're thinking if you think he's maybe going to fish for a trade with like bishop g4, should we consider h3?
No, I don't think we need h3. Because I don't think bishop g4 is a problem.
H3 is either a move that like I make or I see, and it's just like the worst move you can make. But then, sorry, I was just muted. Or it's like something that that masters do, and I don't understand it at all.
I don't think it's called for here. I think it's unnecessary and slow. If he plays bishop g4, I think we just move that knight.
Yeah, that's the thing. If this knight could be pinned, then that calls for it. Or if they had if he had his knight somewhere back here. But I think right now it's not important.
And he can't play bishop g4. If he could play knight d2 and then bishop g4, like hop his bishop over, then that could be. Then we couldn't play knight e5, but you can't. That's against the rules.
One of the things that I might want to play in this position would be bishop d3, at which point we wouldn't have a square to hop back to after knight e5, like f6.
Yeah, okay. Good point.
Yeah, bishop d3 is a move that I would probably make in any of my games. Just
I think
it seems natural.
Is correct. I think it's correct. And if he plays bishop g, can just drop back knight to d2. I said knight d2 earlier for black. I meant knight d7.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Apologies with the coordinates. Yeah, so bishop d3, I think. I don't even see anything else, honestly.
I mean, bishop d3, I mean, not that it really attacks anything, but I mean, it's controlling that, gives us an opportunity to castle, get our king to safety.
Yeah.
You guys lock that in?
I'm good.
Approved.
Yeah. Let's go for it.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, sorry, Pumpkin. I'm trying to mute when it gets really loud. I need to set like some of the whatever the word I'm thinking, like the noise gate on my mic, and set it, make it a little less or more sensitive or less sensitive. But
yeah, well, and
this is a nightly ritual, and sadly, this is during bedtime. Especially when she was in the pool all day, so she's super tired, so it's making it even worse. Oh, looks like also we've got Evan in the waiting room.
Oh, nice. So Festivity, where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Minnesota, so I'm in Minneapolis, and
oh, nice. Yeah. One of my best friends lives in Minnesota.
Nice.
I was just there a couple weeks ago, actually.
It's a good place, and I've been lucky to get some over-the-board games back in. We've got a place called the Chess Castle, which I think is a great name for a chess club. Yeah, I have not been performing to like my online level, I think, while I'm going there, and sort of coming to terms with that.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, we still getting used to over the board, probably.
Yeah.
All right, so everybody, he probably has us muted. I don't know if he has, but Evan is in, so we have a live feed on him.
Oh, let's see.
So we can see his thinking.
All right. Yeah.
So now everybody's here. Nice. So he'll probably stay, I would assume, stay muted through the game, and then once we're done, he'll come in and we can do a post-mortem or to whatever extent we can.
Yeah. So, Brett, I think we castle, and then then we get out of all the pins and all that stuff, and we just start, and then we come up with a plan.
Finish development through castling. That seems like a plan.
Yeah. Oh, he played knight d7 before getting the bishop out, which makes me think he's gonna play like b6, and then maybe b6 c5, or like he might play. What might be coming here might be like a b6 and then a bishop a6 to try to trade off our light square bishop. Oh wait, no, he can't do that.
He can't do that.
The knight's not
he
there.
Would he would need something else. Right. That did feel like a weird move.
Well, that knight could also come to b3 or maybe to f3. But I think we can castle. I don't think there's like there's nothing like aggressive or otherwise to do here. I don't think.
I have to check out that clip that
Yeah.
Cartier just sent in chat. All right. Do we know, is his attack deadly if we castle? Are we castling into something dangerous, or
No,
I
I
feel
mean,
like
if it seems like
knight on
he's expanding
F3.
on the queen side, castling
Yeah, I mean,
shouldn't be bad.
He has some. Yeah, you're right. He has space on the queen side. I mean, he has. Yeah, his. It's not like he has a battery on H7 or anything like that. So we have a knight on F3. We might want to move that knight on F3 to play F3 or F4 ourselves at some point. But I think for now,
Yeah.
I don't think there's. When we're not going to castle queenside. That
No.
doesn't. So I
I'm
see
dumb,
no
but I'm not
reason
that
to.
dumb.
I don't see any. Yeah, I mean, I don't see any scenario. I think this is a normal composition. So I think we just do the normal thing.
So you think we just go ahead and castle?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Our board is missing the H file on the stream. Yeah.
Oh, yep. And
Is that important?
No.
We weren't going to use
nothing
the H
important
file.
ever happens on the H file. No.
Yeah, we're playing. Yeah, no. Well, now that we've castled, that benefit. If we could take the H file out of the game, we'd be winning.
It's the Scrubs. We have to do variants.
Yeah. Now we're playing on a 8x7 or a 7x8 board, and everything on the H file is now gone.
Could be
Sorry.
a fun thing to add to the gauntlet. No moves on the H file.
Yeah.
That's that's getting tricky. They've already got the knights can't touch.
Yeah. Nothing can touch the rim.
Yeah, nothing.
Well, like David's like can't occupy the center. It could just be just become can't occupy the rim. It's actually I'd rather have the center than the rim. Man. All right.
So now do we get to plan for something like E4? We're castled. He's not. I don't think he can castle immediately. Well, I mean, he can.
Yeah, he can. He can.
I think we do have some kind of
knight might be coming
here.
to F3. Is my thinking.
For knight F6. For the...
I'm in F6. Our knight's already on F3. Yeah, I think his knight might be coming to F6.
Yeah.
But it can't come to E4. We've got that square firmly controlled. Yeah. So if we try to play E4 ourselves, like if he just castled, say, and we tried to play E4, it's a controversial. We're taking on an IQP in that situation.
Yeah.
And actually, we might just be hanging it. Yeah. No.
I don't think it's hanging.
No, if we play,
I'm just
E4,
thinking if he doesn't castle, well, depending on what he does, if we do try to just blow up the center, isn't that what you're supposed to do when they're underdeveloped?
They're not. He's not like super underdeveloped though. It might be too much, and because the pawn chain is very nice. So,
very
at
nice.
some point, I was just watching, some Jesse videos recently, about pawns not being people and stuff, and what you want from a pawn break is to help your pieces, right? So it's like it's like, which pieces do we need to help? I think we could also consider asking the question with A3 right now. Like, what's that bishop gonna do?
Well, that's where I start to wonder about that original thing that I was saying, right? Where like maybe we get wind up with bishop a5 and then like bishop c7, and then there is a battery pointing at h2, and our knight's there, but is the knight's going to be enough? Like bishop g4 and then take, and are we okay?
So he plays knight f6.
Yeah.
Right, which I thought was a possibility. So like, I'm looking at maybe a3 though, because well, maybe not.
Well,
maybe not.
a3 is when. Oh no, never mind. Sorry.
Never mind. Actually, never mind. Because I was thinking like a3, and then bishop a 5, and then b4. But then the bishop just comes back to c7, right? And then that does seem like a better square for it. So I actually don't like that plan anymore. Yeah, we get some space on that side. That could be like a good start to the dreaded minority attack. But I also watched another Jesse video this week where he decries that. So
hey, Pleafers, buying a T-shirt, getting that Chess Dojo merch. All right, so what are we thinking then?
I think, does knight e5 do anything that matters?
That's just like my first thought. Is it just kind of plants it on a good square that currently can't. He's not gonna. It can't be touched right now, really.
Right, like knight f6 blocks the pawn.
Yeah, and unless he eventually, I mean, if he really wants to push that pawn, even once the knight moves, let him.
Yeah. What's our knight? Yeah, knight.
I guess he.
It looks good, but I don't know.
I guess he could just play knight. If we play knight e5, I guess he could play knight g4. And just trade it.
Yeah, we would have to trade it at that point. Yeah, I think knight e5 is premature. I think we should try to work on developing our rooks. Our rooks are both undeveloped, and like, so I mean, the most natural one would be to bring a rook to the c file, but I can't guarantee you that's good.
Yeah,
that's the right idea. It's always kind of hard to decide. The other I think plan to develop a rook would be to move the knight from f3 somewhere and play f4 at some point. It might give away. I think we have, because we have pretty good control of e4, but
is there anything, since he hasn't castled, is there anything against pushing the e-pawn like we had discussed?
It's just, we just gotta, so yeah, okay, so we should look at it.
Trades.
So knight takes, bishop takes, and then
or bring the rook over.
Sure.
Yeah.
And pin the knight.
It does.
Or like rook e1. Maybe should we consider to like I feel like that's gonna do well for maybe a kingside attack, but.
Yeah.
To do that,
it's hard to say. Well, if you bring the a rook to e1, then the f rook is sort of stuck.
Not if we have any lands to push the f pawn.
But right. I don't know if that. But we're not committed to that. Maybe okay. So if we just go e4, takes. Yeah, take with the knight, I would say. Then probably knight takes. I mean, we could play bishop, or we could play rook e1 at that point, but I see no reason why not to.
Oh wait, no. Sorry, we can't do that.
Yeah. So just take it. That's a problem too with e4.
Yeah, well, in like after d takes e, the queen is maybe attacking the d4 pawn, and it ties our knight to f3 for.
Yeah, I don't like it now because the only reason.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I only liked it. If we could get a rook to e1, but we can't. Right.
Knight e2. Can we start playing it sort of like a French defense, and like we're gonna like
oops,
maybe.
Play a knight f4 and question mark. There's no real plan behind it after f4. But.
Knight f4. It looks okay.
I don't know what it's doing.
Where's it going next, though?
It could just be applying pressure, but I don't know if it's applying enough. Yeah, I mean that d5 is very solid right now, but he might want to play c5 at some point, so it could be stopping that. But I think we can stop that better by just playing a rook to the c file. And then maybe bringing the knight. Also thoughts of the knight on c3, moving it around, bringing it to like a4 and then eventually c5.
Okay.
Obviously, it's kickable for now, but even if they kick it,
Can I kick it?
you can at the moment, yes.
Yes, you can. That's the proper response.
Yes, you can.
Ah.
But like, if you got knights to c5 and e5, that could be.
Is
like
it even kickable?
very...
If you do knight a4 and knight c5,
Well, I mean, if the
and
bishop's
no other
there, I mean,
impediment
it's
misses.
The bishop can take it, but that's.
But then we take back with the d pawn, and I guess we d pawn is
okay, but yeah. Let's not do that now. Let's just keep that one in our back pocket because we can kick the bishop first and then go for that or whatever. Maybe I don't know. I don't see any reason not to just like improve a piece. I don't see anything.
Which piece is that?
A rook.
Yeah.
Improve the rooks are the ones that need need work.
So which?
I think rook ac1 seems very logical to me.
Yeah, and I think it seems logical. My only problem with it is that I'm not sure that the rook is going to do much on the c file for a while.
That's my only reservation on it.
Mm-hmm. And so that's where I like something more like rook a to e1, and then maybe we can do a3 and b4, but to make sure the bishop isn't pinning the knight. But then I think we might get something like e4 with some profit. I don't know.
So, but if we bring a rook, right, like you say, once we bring a rook to e1, our knight's pinned again. And I think the C file is semi-open and is probably going to stay that way the rest of the game. And the only way for it not to stay that way would be for him to take our knight. And even then we could take back with the queen if we wanted to. But if he does that, that's a pretty big concession, it seems. Because I mean, right now that knight's like doing nothing.
So I think behind rook a to c1.
Yeah, like you said, I think the future for that knight might be like e2 to f4. But although. Yeah.
And then I wonder if we're spending a lot of time on a move where maybe everything is about equal. And
yeah, you're right. I think we are definitely doing that. We should.
That's 100. Yeah. So what do we think? What's a reasonable?
I like rook
I see no problem with rook a to c1. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's lock it in. We've spent some time.
I know. Now we're gonna need that. We're gonna wish we had that time when we're like trying to furiously calculate.
8 minutes on rook to c1. Or no, sorry, almost 9 minutes. Yeah. Less than ideal.
Yeah, Rango, I think that's at least, if we're going to give ourselves a little bit of credit, that's kind of what we were doing. We spent a lot of time on a bunch of moves that are all equal, but we were trying to formulate some sort of plan. Yeah, it's kind of like, is our play on the queen side or the king side? I mean, I feel like it could be both.
Yeah. I'm really biased towards king side play, which is another reason why a whole bunch of these things are losses instead of wins. But
I like to play on the king side too, if I can.
Yeah. And I am kind of worried about like BG4 stuff still. I think H3 is a good thing to consider soon.
Yeah, that's what, especially once I almost said that earlier, because once I was saying before we didn't need to push that pawn, but once he got his knight there, that's covering that square.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not against that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think Yeah. So right, I think ways to play on the king side are could possibly be like H knight 8, to that H file. H4.
Yeah.
Knight H4. And then F F3 or F4. I think
That's why I was wondering if
knight H4 and then like F3. Yeah, knight E5. But look, knight H4, if you go H4, it looks bad for now, but it's eyeing the F5 square.
Sure.
yeah.
I'm a little bit worried if we try to do something like knight h4 and then f3 or f4 that we're making a backward pawn on the semi-open e3.
Yeah, it does weaken e3, but the whole point of if we play f3, it's to play e4.
True.
Now the only problem with f3 is it doesn't give our knight a ton of squares.
Yeah.
But if we can bring it into f5, he could take away f5. But I don't think. But I don't know. I think if he plays G7, G6, then maybe we just go F4. Like say we went like knight H4, and then I don't know what his next move is. Knight H4.
Let's ask him if he can tell us.
Let's say like he played like bishop. Say he played like bishop, some like bishop D7 or something.
I feel like we need to play h3 here. If we play knight h4 and he plays knight g4.
Oh, knight g4, right? Of course. Yeah. I think if we want to, I think h3 is. You're right. Is probably necessary prophylaxis if we want to.
Should we go for that?
Well. Oh wait, it's our move.
Yeah. Yep, he just castled.
Yeah, he castled.
My God. I'm like, oh my God. All right. I'm all like talking.
Yeah. Like, how do you feel that 9 minutes to 1 minute for that move? That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Right. I'm all talking conceptually over here as if we don't have a move to make. Okay. So, all right. H3, then knight. Yeah. So again, if we play like knight D2, Derek, then we have to contend with knight G4 for black, right?
Yeah.
And then we have to play something kind of.
So we can play H3 first.
Yeah.
Yeah, H3 it would be better to play H3 than G3. No, actually. How about this? No. I almost feel like we could get another plan would be like rook D1, like FD1, then bishop F1 and bring it around that way. But no, we have the batter. I don't know. What am I talking about? That's a waste of time, I think.
Yeah,
probably. I don't know.
If we play H3, he can't just take, can he?
H3.
I like wild attacks.
I'm always worried of that. Always worried of that.
Always worth calculating. It's a capture. No, that looks bad for him though.
Yeah.
Because we still have a pawn on H. If he does that, we still have a pawn on H3, and that's just controls G4. He doesn't have a follow-up check or anything, and I think we would get the king to H2 and rook.
All right, we're down to 19 minutes.
D1.
Yeah.
All right. I think H3 is fine. I think it's fine. Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah.
You're welcome to overrule. Do wonder if we should sort of wait
I think I'm fine with it.
Well, now my only concern now is if we ever do play F3 or F4, is the G3 square would be a major hole.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But I think, maybe looking at moves like maybe just knight E5, just cut the queen off next, and then we could have done that last move.
These positions are exactly what Silman's lessons on chess.com are for. Probably should have watched those then, or gone through those. I've gone through some of Silman's lessons like that.
Yeah, good tip, Stamen.
I see Carlsbad. Okay, watch the Casa Corley lessons. The U.S. Chess School lessons we're on the Carlsbad.
Yeah. I played one of those classic Corley Carlsbads in my in the match today, because it's where you play. It's like a Queen's Gambit instead of like out of this Nimzo move order. It's like just regular without the knight on f3, and then when you play bishop g5, instead of playing bishop e7 to unpin it, they play bishop d6 like super aggressively. And then, there's a big blunder you can fall into where if you then play, like a lot of times the plan for white is to play knight, develop the knight to e2 instead of g3. And then if you castle there, it's a big blunder. Anyway,
Gotcha.
all
So
right.
he's lining up.
On the semi-open file. I'm wondering if we try to make that like knight trek to f4. It's not doing much there. Or if we try to go, or we can go for c5, or we can go for knight. I'm looking at knight moves because I mean the queen and bishop look good. Maybe the f rook could do better, but yeah, I'm looking to like advance my knights, right?
Yeah.
So like knight h4, looking to get to f5, or knight e5.
This bishop is annoying.
Yeah.
We can kick it.
I feel like it's going to be more annoying on c7 if it ever gets there.
Yeah, that would be annoying, especially if we move this.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering about that. I was looking at that earlier, trying to kick it. If it just drops back,
yeah, I think it reroutes to there for sure.
Then that hurts.
If we play knight e5, though, we just blunt that diagonal with our knight.
Yeah.
Then he moves his knight and plays like f6 or something, and we lose. But like we play f4, I don't know,
I think that if he moves that knight, I feel like we may have some crazy explosive thing. Like we've got the queen bishop battery.
Yeah, it's hard to see where that gets in, but I think.
Like, do we wind up with something like after? So if you were to play like knight h5 right now, so if we play knight e5, knight h5, knight takes f7, king takes f7, and then we've got the bishop skewering the rook. Or we just take the knight. Yeah.
That is yeah. Okay, so but even if he doesn't play that, are we threatening knight f7? No, I mean, no, it'd be like two pieces for our rook, and a pawn. I don't know, but it's a thought.
Yeah,
maybe knight e5 is fine. Maybe knight e5 is. I always think like f5 is like the ultimate square for that knight, but
it cuts off this, but
yeah, it does. It does in that case, but we're threatening like to sack it on h3, and nasty stuff, but we would need more support. We'd need to play like f4 and then rook lift if we were going to do that or something.
Yeah.
Another fun variation, right? So after knight e5, knight h5, if we play bishop h7 check first, he can't go to f8 because if he goes to h8, we wind up with knight takes f7, forking the
right.
king.
So he has to go to f8.
Like that. Yeah.
He'd have to go to f8, right?
Which doesn't really matter, I guess, because what's happening there, but
yeah. Okay. I think knight e5 is pretty good. Can be in our time situation.
Yeah, you want to go for that?
Yeah.
Knight e5, is that what we said?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems reasonable.
I think the variations are maybe a little bit too imaginative and hopeful.
But, playing hope chess.
Yeah.
Oh, for example, knight h5, if we try to do some of the stuff that I was coming up with, the knight is no longer blocking the g6 square. So we actually don't have some of those things.
Yeah. Maybe we should go for sharper games in these consultation matches, because I feel like if we're just gonna play positionally with like a master, they're just gonna know more than us.
Yeah, if the three of us sort of average our understanding of a position, are we even looking at the
I was
position
not
right?
expecting that.
Oh, he's
I thought about it and just figured let's take an exchange. I'm in. I don't know.
all right. Well, now it's fun. I'm sure it's
Yeah.
bad
I mean, I
for
gotta
us.
take, right? With the
Yeah.
pawn.
Oh yeah, I mean otherwise we're down knight.
Yeah, I'm just making
Yeah.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right.
What now?
What does he want to do? What is
Drop
he
that
gonna do
bishop
to us?
back.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That seems reasonable.
So and then now the problem. So like if f4 is knight, then that knight h5 thing might be a threat. Knight h5 to g.
Well, if f4, the queen has to take first, right? And then do we play like rook c to e1 and hope something turns out fine?
Well, we need to figure out how to cover h2 kind of, because we have sort of dark square weaknesses. Yeah, I like that plan, Derek. That you're arrowing.
Just bring the knight finally over like we had been talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need something. We sort of needed to put up a block. And then or actually even better than f4 in that case might just be g3.
Do we have problems with
G3
d4 coming?
Yeah, I gotcha. Sorry, what was that, SPVD?
Do we have problems with d4 coming from black?
D4? That's kind of slow for an exchange stack, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, like if we just play, I think knight d2 now, right? If we play knight d2, and
I think
if he plays d4, just take it, and then bring the knight to g3.
Oh, does he have bishop takes h3 stuff now because the queen can come over?
Well, that's what I was just looking at, trying to figure.
Yeah. Bishop h3, and if takes, let's just make sure we don't get mated. I think the knight needs I think the knight definitely. We definitely need to bring pieces towards the king side.
I think so.
The force count is not in our favor.
He sacrificed a piece obviously for an attack, right?
Right.
Or the exchange, right?
Well, yeah.
And a pawn. He got a pawn for the exchange as well. And he took a very active knight of ours, so it makes.
I like knight d2 a lot. I think that probably solves a lot of our problems.
Knight d2, you want to? Or sorry, knight d2. Should I go ahead and do it?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
We gotta cover the dark squares. We desperately needed that to do that. We might play also, at some point, as long as we don't get sacked on h3. Okay.
My initial line was just to block it.
With knight. I was originally thinking knight g3, but if you're just gonna go for that, knight f4 might be fine. But okay, so knight f4. What about
g5?
bishop? G5, yeah. I think G5 is a problem.
Oh, good call.
So look, knight G3. And then can he take on H3? No. Surely not, right?
I don't see it working, but
yeah. Okay. I think it's gotta be knight G3.
Yeah.
The only other move is G3 itself. Or F4. No, F4
Yeah,
hangs.
G3, bishop takes H3.
Yeah, F4 would hang
F4 hangs, with check. So G3.
What about
G3? Oh, no. G3 hangs H3. So it's got to be knight G3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta be. It's got to be that.
He's coming at
Unless
us.
that also loses. Maybe all options are bad.
Sure, but that's the best one.
You want to go for just G3?
I feel confident about that. And I usually don't and when I'm like defending because I'm bad at it, but there's no way anything besides knight G3 is any good.
All right, let's just do it. This is looking like Stayman says. It's looking bad.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, guys, we're up material. And, that's positional stuff is, whatever. Material, that I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys remember that time we were up material on a national master? That was pretty cool, right?
All right. Yeah, we're usually... All right.
We're missing black's next move. Yeah, that's normally the case.
Typical for us, yeah.
I feel like we eliminated all the other moves though by identifying black next moves that would crush us, and this is the only one that didn't seem like we immediately died.
So I'm thinking like knight h5 is probably coming.
Yeah.
Feels wrong, Dordom. What
you feel
got
wrong,
a better
Dordom.
idea? You got a better idea? Like, what else are you gonna do there? Everything else was like losing immediately, unless I'm missing something.
I feel like if he does h5.
No, I think knight h5.
Yeah, I think knight
Right.
h5 is
Knight
dangerous.
h5 immediately, right? So, and like, what's the plan for that move?
Panic.
Oh man. Bishop h3 is not a threat, I don't think.
I knew that bishop was coming back at some point. I knew it.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
We did nothing.
Well, if that stupid rook, if that rook had gotten to e1, then we would have f4.
Yeah. But at this point, do we just have to sack the pawn? Do we just have to get rid of the pawn? No, because he'll take it with check.
Yeah.
How do we?
Let's go back in time and take my rook a to e1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rook a to e1. Yeah, but then we couldn't have brought the knight over because it would have been pinned.
Oh yeah. We would have had to kick the bishop and it would have wound up on c7 instead of d6.
Kick the bishop and then the bishop. No, the bishop would have just dropped back to d6, right?
Possible, yeah.
Oh, because after, I guess it was after the exchange sack. The exchange sack cleared the d6 square for him, which I think I didn't even occur to me. So I just learned something there. Like that's pretty deep, right?
Worth the price of admission, right?
Right, because like he can bring, because like we were thinking like of long-term plans to bring the knight over, the bishop over there, and we're like, oh, we can deal with that. But when he clears a d6 square, he gets to do it in one move, and then we were just hosed. Maybe we're hosed. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think we're totally hosed. So like, I don't know, what's our nightmare variation on knight h5? Like, if we just straight up ignore it and he plays like knight takes g3.
Okay. Here it is.
So now, what's our nightmare reality?
He takes. Okay, well, we can't take it. Obviously, we're mated. So, we can't play f4 because, I mean, we can, but it doesn't look. No, we can't.
No, it drops the knight.
Drops the knight on top of the pawn. So, okay. So, yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
What about play f4?
Takes.
If he takes.
Check.
Oh, what's with check? Dang it.
Yeah.
I got all excited. I was like, then we bring a rook over and then we can
lose the
move.
knight. It wouldn't lose the knight because you would have king. No, yeah, it would. It's double attacked. I'm like, you king h2 defends it. No.
Do we just allow like rook c to e1 and then knight takes g3 and no, because then so after we f takes g3, queen takes g3. Do we try to claim that like rook f3 is kind of safe?
So we let him take, and then take on g3, and then he's threatening mate on h2.
Not if we also get our rook to f3. We would have the f2 square. And maybe there's some problem if he sacks more material with like bishop takes h3.
Wait, so hold on. So are you saying f4?
No, I'm saying rook c to e1.
C to e1. I think f to e1 because then we at least have like we can run away. Okay, but c to e1. Go ahead. Say the rest of your line.
Yeah, well, and maybe FT1 is going to be better. So we'll think about maybe if either of the rooks turn out to be a problematic block. So rook to E1 from somewhere. Knight takes G3, F takes G3, Queen takes G3. I think that part of what I like about my line leaving the rook on f1 is that we'll have rook f3, and if queen h2 check, we get king f2.
Gotcha.
And we're not immediately losing. Bishop takes h3 is now, so h3 would hang with the pin.
I mean, we're definitely gonna lose, but
yeah, I'm trying to figure out where we can lose, and I mean lose the material and.
But in that line, maybe we get to play something crazy like rook takes bishop h7, rook takes f6 after king. I guess king h8 probably. If king f8, I think we might get to take like rook takes f6, and then like I think queen f5 would be a move. So I think things are about to get crazy, and we'll probably lose because I can't calculate that.
Yeah, I can't figure out any way to avoid that.
So if takes on g3.
Yep.
Let's just go ahead. I mean, I don't see a way to stop it.
Yeah, then we got to run our king.
We could also play rook. Can we play rook f3?
That's what I'm looking at and thinking is good. I mean, maybe I don't think it's good. It's just I don't see what's wrong with it. It's
yeah.
Other
than and then queen h2 check, and then king f2,
and then bishop takes h3 because of the pin on g2.
Oh my god! And then we're gonna get mated next move, right?
Well, I'm not sure it's mate, but I mean, it doesn't look good.
Everything is gonna collapse.
Yeah.
Stamen, f4 loses a million different ways. They lose a pawn with check. It hangs a knight.
I got nothing. I got nothing.
Bishop takes h3. Oh yeah, someone. All right, I gotta stop looking at the chat. They're getting a little too helpful. Not that helpful. We're still hosed, but yeah, I think.
Does what about like so this doesn't solve a lot of our problems, but like does bishop f5 need to be played?
I looked at bishop f5. I don't think that does
f4
anything.
Definitely loses a piece.
What about?
Yeah,
he's gonna take with check and then take our knight on the next move. Anyway, sorry.
So my only thought about the bishop f5 thing is that if we do bishop f5 first, so in some of those lines I was looking at where like I was thinking rook c to e1, right? Like we wind up with that problem where the bishop takes h3 works because of the pin on g2. And if we, instead of playing rook c to e1, if we play bishop f5, there's a bishop in the way. And it's not just a hanging bishop, because I think if he takes, we can take with our queen. Not after knight takes.
We got 8 minutes that we got to try to not get mated.
Yeah.
Mate in 2.
All right.
Or 3 or whatever it is.
I think maybe your rook to. I don't know.
Yeah. I do think bishop f5 drops a piece now, but so yeah, I've got nothing that I like better than rook c to e1.
C to e1. Is there any way to like get the queen over? Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I was trying to figure out.
Okay. Yeah, just like queen e2, and then takes. We
might be smothering ourselves. That was the only problem. Yeah, we throw the spite check in.
I don't know.
Oh, I saw something in the chat. Oh no.
Just play it. What was it? I haven't looked.
Play the chat move.
Queen c3.
And
then if they, and then if they take on g3, we trade queens and then go lose a pawn and just play that end game.
And we still have an exchange for a pawn or something?
Or exchange for 2 pawns and bad pawns, but that's way better than getting mated.
I don't see any other way out of mate, right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah,
I'll take chat's move.
All right,
this
move gets a disclaimer.
Right, I'm closing the chat. Yeah, now, but yeah.
All right, disclaimer on that move.
Disclaimer. Little asterisk next to it.
Nice, instant.
So we gotta take the
Um,
queen, right?
Take the queen.
Yeah.
Take the queen. Take the queen.
Ooh, does he take the rook? Is that spicy? No, okay.
And then take its knight.
Yeah.
Take the knight.
Yeah. All right. Let's bank some. Let's bank some.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
See, we think we have like some idea.
It took a different pawn. All right. Yeah. Now he's just got like all the passed pawns on the queen side. But,
Yeah. This is gonna be a slow death.
Let's claim that we've been gifted an open file or two, right? Should we play rook b1?
Rook b1 or
I did like the c2, yeah.
I like both those ideas. I like kind of c2 thoughts of doubling, but I don't know if we want to double on the f file necessarily, right? That's pretty.
Yeah.
That's easy to defend.
Yeah.
Do we get the flexibility to double on the C or F file? Maybe that matters.
Oh yeah, we could double on the C file, although that
Yeah.
even seems less likely.
Yeah.
There's no there's no truly open file though, right? They're all semi-open.
It just kind of ties everything. If we do that, it kind of ties his bishop down because we can swing this rook over.
Yeah.
To attack both of those at some point.
Yeah.
I like it. I think it works. It defends our second rank. I mean, it can't be bad. Yeah, his bishop's well. What's his follow-up's gonna be? What bishop? Does he doesn't have any like good captures. He's just gonna move his bishop back.
Yeah.
He's gonna probably to attack our deuce pawn on then. Okay. I don't think I think either of those moves is good.
Let's just
I mean,
see what it
good
does.
for the position we're in. We do have a lot. Yeah, we can claim that we have open files for rooks. Semi.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
not,
we got that.
We could open a file actually, and have a fully open file. Actually, no, we can't.
We could double on the C file and then play bishop a6.
I was thinking we could open the E file, but we can't like force it open. He would just push past and then have a pass pawn.
He's up 20 minutes. Big deal.
Yeah, who needs time?
We don't need
National
20
Master
minutes.
doesn't need time to beat us.
Yeah, exactly.
Um.
All right, so what's our move? Basic, I assume wherever he moves his bishop, that pawn is hanging.
I don't want to move it, but maybe we should. Can we move our king up?
And pin it?
Which way though? I mean,
yeah, unless you're talking about coming this way.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Do we play rook f3 and then come back to the double?
I was talking about going that way, Derek, but
okay.
Eventually we want to move it away anyway, so it doesn't. It's only we don't want to tie it down to that pawn, obviously. So maybe not. So I don't know. Maybe just g4.
Yeah, I could get behind g4 or rook f3.
You like to keep the pawns on dark squares with the dark square bishop, but it's on the side. I don't imagine it's gonna hamper us too much. In fact, a bishop trade. No, then he has the. Yeah, a bishop trade might not be the worst thing for us. Two rooks.
Oh yeah.
Rook and
I mean, it
bishop.
lets him get that out, but I think that's coming out regardless.
Well, yeah. So
Yeah.
g4.
And we do drop that pawn at the end of that line, probably.
Do we?
Yeah, if
Oh,
we
I think you're right.
take.
Oh yeah. Play g4 first, and then we'll offer the bishop trade.
Okay.
Maybe.
Hey, well,
And then
actually,
we
if we
can-
offer the bishop trade, then we can. Do we take with the pawn then and get our structure?
Yeah, probably.
If that's even an option.
Yeah. I don't think we'll get that option, but if we do,
Yeah.
And then getting the rooks to the queen side.
Yeah, there is
Maybe.
increment, by the way. It's 15-10, or sorry, 45-30. Is that what we played?
Okay.
Yeah, 45-30.
yeah, it's 30. We have 30 seconds to move. Yeah, good point, Coco. I'm not sure if it would be a good idea. Or
Well, it's not an
I'm
option now anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Evan obviously didn't want it, so so I always take solace when an opponent stops my plan. I'm like, hey, at least they had regard for my plan, you know.
Yeah.
Do we play rook c to f2 and then I think we wind up with bishop takes g7 or 6 ideas.
No, because bishop or rook f2, rook c f2, then he's gonna play bishop d6, right?
Yeah.
Bishop e6.
Yeah, and then we don't have the bishop takes, but
a bishop trade actually would be really nice because it's hard to infiltrate with rooks against like the two bishops. So we could at least get like one color complex for our rooks to get in on. That would be nice.
He's stream sniping.
Anyway,
he's seeing our arrows.
Just yeah.
He wants to know what this U1600 crew has to think about the position, right?
Maybe. What about like just rook b1?
That's what I was looking at it, because then this whole setup really isn't going. I guess he could do
right.
that.
If he could play rook b8, but that's like a waste of him. Although I don't know where else we're going.
Yep. And I'm up for it. I mean, I do think that we're a little low on time. You know, we definitely can't spend another 9 minutes here.
Yeah. All right. One last thing. What about a e4? E4. He plays d5. I'm guessing. And then
and then he locks us down even more.
No. That's bad because then our bishop will be even worse. What about rook? Yeah, I think rook b1 is fine.
Go for it.
I'm in.
Yeah. And even if he's probably gonna just play b3. No, he can't play b3 because so if he plays rook. Yeah, he sort of has to do a little bit of gymnastics to get out of there, doesn't he?
That's what I was trying to figure out. That
we can't bring the rook to b2. That's stupid bishop. But we could start. I don't know if it's good to bring the king up yet. Oh, now we can play rook to b2, but what's the problem?
We play rook b2. No, that kind of kills it. Then he just. Then we can't take that pawn.
Yeah.
Was that like a waiting move, or what was that?
Maybe.
It takes away the b4 square if we wanted to like lift a rook up at some point and bring it over that way. Maybe that's what he was worried about.
Yeah. How bad is king f2?
Yeah, king f2.
Just activating our king.
Yep.
Yeah, I think slow activation. I don't think we want to just run it up the board because it could.
Because king f2, he still can't bring the bishop out anywhere.
Yeah, the bishop's still kind of stuck.
Should we try to bring our king into the game?
I think it's fine. It's fine. It's safe. The king's safe there, right? It's not.
Yeah.
Thanks, Moobot. Time to join the new July Classical. Wow, that's a timely message from you. I really appreciate it.
Turn off.
Are we taking reservations 10 months in advance for the July Classical? Is that
Need to turn off that timer, Moobot. I'll do it later. Just pushing pawns, I guess.
Yeah. Man, I'd be curious, Dordom, if you hated knight g3 so much, what would you have played? I'm just curious. I just coming back to an old.
Oh, he hated the knight g3. Yeah. He was not happy with us.
But like,
I didn't know what else to do.
I saw nothing else.
Rook f d1.
In that position.
Wasn't that mate then?
No, I mean the king could try to run away. It seems sketchy, but I guess maybe because then if he tries to check on the back rank and the king moves up, then the queen has to scoot out. And
then you can go back and block. Yeah, there's that pawn push that I realized after the fact that.
All right. Oh, he wants to play e4 or d4 and get the get a passer there.
Yeah.
But that gives us the open c file.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I almost wish these were like doubled up.
I know, but like I want to double them too, but I'm like I can't commit to which file to double them on.
Yeah.
Oops. Oh.
Yeah, and if we play e4 ourselves and they're connected past pawns, and then like I was like rook behind it, and then we could no. All right, I need to get that idea out of my head. So
Rook b5.
Rook b5.
It's sort of a desperation.
I think then he just, I don't know, pushes that pawn.
Yeah.
I mean, not that he has to defend it.
What about rook c to b2?
I think he just again.
He plays probably b3, b6.
Oh, we got 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's part of why I'm trying to just say yes to a lot of moves.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. I think doubling
b2 freezes bishop, right?
True.
Okay. But I don't see doubling on the c file doing anything.
Oh wait, is
we're gonna sack
C4?
and exchange ourselves.
I guess not, probably.
He could play c4. There's no reason he can't.
Yeah.
All right, what's our move?
Maybe just I think double on the b file.
Yep, I approve.
Yeah. Because. All right, and then what? Hey, what if we bring? Yeah, what about bringing the bishop around to the long diagonal? What about like a bishop e2 to f3 plan?
That works for me.
Let's go with that. Assuming maybe that's coming. Well,
yeah.
I mean, maybe I shouldn't assume.
Yeah.
But that's a decent plan anyway. Maybe.
Yeah, it's a decent plan anyway, and then you could just centralize. We could, yeah. I don't know. It can't be wrong. Yeah. All right. I think we might be looking. I think d4 might be coming here. Yeah, or c4.
Sorry, I was.
But I think d4. Well, but then it's isolated. It's weak. That pawn would be.
I don't think d4 is coming because then we just take it and then come back over and
he has to.
He has to defend it, so you can defend it, but.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to do it. Yeah, you're right. You're right. What's he gonna do? Does he bring his king? But if he plays d4 now, he can get. Because otherwise, I guess he could just unpin the pawn. No, he can't, right? Because if we play bishop f3 and he doesn't play d4 first,
yeah,
then his pawn is pinned.
I mean, he could do.
His pawn's pinned to his rook.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could just defend it and move the rook. You're right. It's not that big. It's not a problem. Okay, he's attacking our rooks. Yeah. Seems like a move.
What do you think?
Well, yeah, I think I'm up for playing it. I do think that after like d4, I'm not sure we want to take back at that point. Is I guess where I'm headed there.
Yeah. But I think even if he plays d4, we'll have the rook in front of the most advanced pawn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Has to go somewhere.
Also, what's etiquette for me as a guest eating on stream? Is that at all a problem?
Go for it. We need our fuel for these last 2 minutes.
It's more of a chat question. I don't care.
When I thought I had half an hour until the thing, I was going to try to keep some around and bring some water in and sort of, meme based off the Discord thing about, all right, I got my snacks, I got my water, ready to play way above my level.
All right.
So do we expect him to play? Yeah, I think we already talked about some of the bishop b7 or bishop f6 stuff.
Yeah, bishop. Yeah, I feel like he's
bishop e7. I think bishop f3. We just oppose it. Bishop f. I'm really excited to play bishop f3. Yeah. I was like, hey, that's a useful move. Maybe. A potentially useful move. Okay. So it's like to take or not to take here. Give him an isolated pawn or?
Well, he's just going to take with the bishop with check.
Oh, yeah. Let's play bishop f3 first and then make that decision.
Do we need to look at, if we had more time than 2 minutes, rook b5, bishop a6, and then e takes d4, bishop takes b5, d takes e5.
Wow.
It's not really good for us, but just give the exchange back. Say, we didn't want it, we're sorry.
You take it back.
No, we need that exchange. We need that exchange back, we're just lost.
Yeah. What do you think? Should we play bishop f3?
I think so.
It's
a tempo. I mean, he can take first, I guess, if he wants, but I don't think he wants to.
I'm gonna pre-move that king recapture.
Yeah, right. I don't think he wants to trade his most advanced pawn for our isolated pawn. Yeah, it's not that bold of a prediction, Giant Slalom. But
I get why he's going to lose to a simple tactic. Fair.
Oh, duh. Okay. Yeah, I was just looking at some line like rook to e1 and then some move, and if we do, I was looking at e takes d4, c takes d4, and it is now not possible because the bishop would hang. But I think he can just take bishop takes d4 in that line.
All right, so if
I feel like we're getting crushed slowly.
Yeah.
Maybe not even that slowly.
Yeah, well, don't worry. Usually we'll be getting crushed, and then we'll make some mistake that severely speeds up our demise.
All right, so if he goes rook b8, what's our move?
Yeah. Good question.
If he takes the pawn, we obviously take, but
and then he plays bishop check anyway, but yeah, we just run. So if he moves, I don't know. The only thing he's debating is whether to move the rook or to take our pawn first, right? There's not something else that's worse, is there?
Good question. I've come up with nothing worse for us.
Yeah. Yeah, leave that pre-move on.
Yeah. I was just clicking some arrows so it canceled out. I was trying to...
We've got him on video too, so we know he's not just casually going to take a restroom break.
Yeah, he can play bishop e4 check on the next move because we would just take it and then take his rook. But anyway,
Well, he'd move it at that point.
Or no, wait, we couldn't do that because then when he took back, it would be check again. Never mind. Anyway.
That might not be the worst continuation for us, though. I mean, then we would be down a pawn.
Yeah.
Worse structure, but...
Yeah. Right now we're down 2 pawns, but we got an exchange. But they are advanced and passed.
Right. So then he would only have like the b6 pawn, and we'd be back to even material except for that pawn and our terrible.
Yeah, he made that move. So what are we gonna do?
All right. I don't have any brilliant ideas here. But we could double on the D file in case he does take it, right? And then we get that open file.
Is that our best option?
Well, I'm almost coming around to this idea of just like giving the exchange back for a pawn or two. If we play e takes d4, bishop takes d4, rook takes d4, rook b4, I guess he advances the pawn.
We need to get 2 pawns. I only see 1 there.
Yeah, I thought we were picking up the pawn after rook b4, but we're not because he can advance it and then protect it with bishop a6. And is that how we want to die?
We got a minute.
Bishop a6. Right. I don't know. We can double on the D. I don't know. I just like.
Let's double on the D file. I'm in.
Yeah, right. Or I was gonna say move rook to e2 and then take back with the rook after the check. Whatever, it's fine. I still like. Where's this bishop going to a6?
In one of my lines, it was going to a6 to support the pawn that advanced to d3.
Yeah. It's amazing how he's managed to allow no files to come completely open.
I know.
It's like we lost all our pawns, and yet somehow we still have no open files.
They're right.
A curious question would be how good of a dad he was being while he at the start of it. Like, was he still like doing full dad duties and playing us, or was he like?
That's the only reason we didn't get swept away that early, because he was still doing other stuff.
Like before he showed, like was wife driving and like
that was his handicap at the beginning.
No, he was still.
I'm lucky. Oh, hey, the bishop did come to a6.
To a6, there it is. It's alive.
It's its first move of the game.
Do we bail on the exchange to take? I think we do get 2 pawns back this time. And so we will be a pawn down.
No, because we're losing. No, we would be 2 pawns, or we would still be a pawn down, or we would be 2 pawns down still.
We got 50 seconds.
No, I'm sorry. We would be
Why
1
2 pawns?
pawn down. We would be 1 pawn down. 1 pawn down.
Yeah.
Why not? I don't know.
I think we got to do it and hope that it's not losing. But go ahead.
Take the pawn.
Okay, we can take it, but I don't know about stacking the exchange.
All right.
I think the exchange is their only trump in the position, and now we have an open file.
The thing is, I mean, we've got the exchange, but I think we're losing with the exchange, right? Like,
where does our king go with the check, though?
I agree, but I think we're more losing without the exchange. Is what I'm saying. But I don't know. I have a bad feel for these type of things. So.
Yeah, well, I have read 100 endgames. You must know. I'm pretty sure this one isn't in there. So. Well, yeah. So after we do this liquidation thing, if we go down the exchange, if black plays some move after the liquidation, I think we get rook d7, and the a7 pawn is going to hang. And he can't protect it because we'll have the bishop on f3.
Yeah, so where does our king go with the check? Are we saying we're not going to sack the exchange?
Well, then you just play like King G3 or something. But well, then I guess I don't know. He could repeat, but yeah, you're right. A king doesn't have a ton of squares.
Yeah.
If it goes to G3, the only he could check it, but we would just be repeating.
I think we got to give it back and say sorry we ever took it. We apologize.
Is that the best?
Well, so if we take it, okay. So if we take. All right. So then we have what other pawn you say we're winning?
I think there's some line where maybe we get the A7 pawn. He probably can protect it with like Rook E8, but like we got to play.
Okay. All right. Let's just go for it. All right. Well.
Yep, that protects the pawn.
That banked us a minute.
Rook B4, and then maybe we get A4 in if he protects.
Oh,
no,
but like we can't even get to D7.
Yeah, I know.
If this were opposite colored bishops, I would be more inclined to think that helped us.
King E3. Do we need to get our king over there?
That was my thought.
Yeah. Go for it. No killer checks, I don't think.
I should also say, as I'm talking about how I read 100 endgames you must know, and this one wasn't in there, I'm pretty sure that I read it through Chessable, not through the physical copy. I have the physical copy. I just haven't done a lot of work with.
I've done like a third of it on Chessable.
I should buy it.
Well, it's one of the ones that like I've done it, and then everyone's like, "Dude, you're too low level for that. Don't worry about that. There's better stuff." Like Silman's or something, which I should be doing, like probably Silman's.
Is Silman's also an endgame thing?
Yeah, he has an endgame course.
Silman has an everything, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Check.
King D2.
So the miserable king.
King D2.
Yeah, I guess you think it's better on the queen side than okay, fine.
And I don't think it immediately tactically loses to like Rook E2.
No.
Yeah, no.
Also, I think both of you are higher rated than I am in Rapid, so.
No, Rook E2 definitely doesn't work. I think I feel confident about that. That would
Yeah, I can say that.
I am that much I can handle.
Yeah. So, gosh, what do we play? Do we go for some sort of like Rook D6, Bishop D5? Claim the pin is good. Rook D5 threatening the bishop, ask it where he wants to go. He's gonna have an answer that terrifies us, but
no. Rook D5, Bishop C6.
Yeah, that makes sense. No, then we play Rook D8 wins the bishop.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Is it our best option though?
We should be allowed to trade sides for a move. No.
I almost feel like we just chill, and I don't know what the chilling move is.
Yeah, just we could bring the king closer, but
not really.
Well, yeah, I think we kind of need it around to defend.
Oops.
We need the bishop there to defend. Yeah, Rook D5.
Yeah, we don't want him to get. Yeah, you're right. If we go
20 seconds,
cut it off. Okay, just go
Rook
for
D5?
it. Yeah, just play it. If it's not a blunder, just go for it.
Oh, and I guess King C3 didn't let the rook in because we have the bishop there.
So
yeah, and also even if he does that, check doesn't lose the bishop because he can just drop it back. I just realized.
Then bishop to C6.
Still good, yeah, still good for us.
Oh yeah.
No, but then King F8 would defend, but still good for us.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, he attacks it that way.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. There's a check there if you want to.
Yeah, I don't want to help him. That feels like that would help him.
Yeah, that moves his king up the board. Yeah, I think that move is fine, Derek. That 1 year.
Go to a repetition.
Wait. Bishop hangs? Oh, yeah, sorry. I thought I didn't notice that you had played Rook D4.
Oh yeah, we also just dropped a pawn. Wait, well,
yep. Well,
yeah. Do that one. Do that one. We'll feel very smart. Oh, Rook guards it. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, guys, this is where we fall apart.
Love the soundboard.
Yeah.
So what did we need? Did we need Rook D8 there?
We needed brains.
Yeah. Rook D8. Yeah, we needed a couple more pawns on the board. That's what we need.
Shame.
Oh man.
Is that from the movie Shane?
No.
Okay.
It's from Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay.
It did sound kind of like old timey though, for some reason on my end. Yeah. But
I've got a buddy who was going through 100 films, but we need to play a move and not talk about films.
This is Scrubs film talk.
Yeah.
What do we do?
Just keep moving our rook around.
Bishop C6. I don't know.
The rook is kind of dumb where it is now, I think.
We made it. We made a whoopsie.
Yeah, let's just move him back.
Should I at least pin that guy?
Yeah, pin him.
Sure.
Pin him.
Pin and win.
Well, actually, no, it's not even going to do anything.
It blocks our own bishop in. So, like, the piece you need up.
Whatever.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Yeah, we kind of hung in there. I think we made him think there towards the end.
Until it wasn't.
It was really good until it wasn't.
Yeah.
So we just walk our king up the board and then made him on the back rank. That's the new plan.
Yeah, we didn't blunder any pieces or really get out tactic. We just got slowly squeezed out, I guess.
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
That's pretty good for us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. No, I think we learn more that way. If you just blunder and lose, then it's
yeah.
It's like, well, what do I learn? Don't make that blunder.
Yeah, don't blunder. Don't blunder, dummy.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But here, like, we actually played some chess and just got outplayed, so that's good.
Yeah, we were still a slight chance.
My regular games, I just blunder.
Yeah.
I just, and the worst is like I usually outplay my opponents in the part of the game that's not the blunder, which makes it even more frustrating. Not always, but like, it's like if you take the blundering out, I feel like I'm better than the people I'm matched up against at my level. But
Pumpkin, don't listen to Dordom. We had him.
I like the Ben Feingold line though about like if Magnus Carlsen blundered a rook every game, like he'd be 1400 too.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I'm
gonna try to not blunder from now on.
Although honestly, Magnus could probably give Rogads to a 1400 and win, right? So that's probably not true.
He certainly could. Yeah. I won a queen, for a minor piece and a couple pawns. Yeah. I won a queen for a minor piece and a couple pawns against a fellow 1400 in the game today and still lost. So.
I feel like he's
over the board. I think I've got like a 2/3 win rate. Yeah. What do we play? Not sure.
Yeah. Any thoughts or?
King F4.
Yeah, follow that plan and walk the king up the board, and
we're gonna mate him with the king. And
there you go. No, Bishop E2.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Sure.
So I think I've got like a 2/3 win rate over the board, and one of the fun things is that if I could have converted all the games where I had a more than 3-point advantage according to the engine for like 5 turns, I would have like a 70 or 80% win rate. It's wild.
No, oh man, you should have seen Scrubs last week. The game I lost to Drew, my first OTB game ever. It was so embarrassing.
Just the loss or losing to Drew?
No, not neither. The way of the type of loss.
Pin that bishop.
Yeah, pin it.
He's just gonna check us, right?
Probably.
Pin, check.
I mean, but what else? Where else should the rook go? He's gonna check us either way. I say E or D3.
Yeah, it works for me.
D3 loses it.
D3?
Loses it. Oh yeah, you're right. Loses the bishop. Yeah.
Well, no, we take with the rook.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
Man, he's just taking everything. He's so mean. Do we prolong this or do we just throw in the towel?
Wait. If we play H4 and then he plays bishop.
Yeah, I think it might need to be H4, but I think we're toasted.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think he's.
All right, H4.
You resign now. Yeah. Yeah, we resign. Well, I'll resign in a second. It's already been 2 hours.
Right. We should be thinking like if we were playing someone our level, like what would you be doing to try to swindle this?
Yeah.
Do you want to see Evan convert?
Convert what?
Even
convert to Judaism?
I think I'd easily convert this.
Yeah, me too, Stamen. I guess the sooner it ends, the sooner we can get some thoughts. But
yeah.
But you know, it's not the spirit of the scrub.
The spirit of the scrub is we don't know that we're losing right now. We think we still have a chance.
Yeah, exactly. That move.
Maybe he won't notice.
And
we lose the bishop.
Now we lost it. All right. You can hang up.
Yeah, but watch this.
Okay, yeah, let's see this trick.
Watch this. Sacrifice the rook.
And then we get a spite check.
Yeah, sack all our pieces.
I was going to, but I just figured.
All right.
We'll get him in here now to laugh at us. Can you hear us, Evan?
I can hear you loud and clear.
There you go. We had to throw in at least one spike check right there at the end.
I didn't know whether to be flattered or insulted.
We were trying to decide how much longer we were going to go and just start throwing stuff at you. But we're like, all right, let's just resign. It's been 2 hours.
My vote was to sack all our pieces, but
I've been on your side of those positions before, and probably can completely identify how you were all feeling. So,
yeah.
Well, that was good.
At the club, one of my opponents has a set where like the extra queen got chewed on by a dog, and so it's got like all this gnarly stuff going on with it. And after I lost a game to him, I was like, man, I feel like that queen right now.
Yeah. Well, what's even better is Drew's set is a headless king.
Yeah.
So that's
yeah, it's like a zombie chess set.
Yeah. Right.
So how was your weekend trip?
It was all right. Went to visit my sister and her husband and their kids. We hadn't seen each other since pre-pandemic.
Oh geez, yeah.
Yeah, it was nice. She wanted to organize a photo shoot at a stable. She met a photographer who specializes in photographing horses.
Mm-hmm.
YOLO, right? So just rolled with it. But yeah. So on account of my modeling shoot with Wild Stallion, I had to start the game on my phone, but fortunately, it didn't really cause, I think, too much of an interruption.
We were hoping it gave us some kind of handicap at the beginning, but it didn't.
Yeah.
We're hoping some minor distraction would let us get out of the opening a little bit better.
We were hoping maybe you were driving and playing chess.
Well, that was fun. Thank you. I know. Yeah, I know you were probably rushed coming back, and everyone trying to get everything back in the house. So we appreciate you still doing this. This was fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
How do we do? Do we make you sweat a little bit
Oh, for sure.
at some point?
It was not at all a one-sided game. I'm sure that the engine will easily refute my exchange sack.
Do you?
It caught us off guard.
And yeah, I'm sure that I should just be patient in that position. But I also had some decisions to make, before that. I don't know if you want to start at the very beginning or just jump into.
I invited you. You can probably click through if you want.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Yeah, we could start at the beginning.
Yeah.
Did you invite me?
No, I didn't. Let me invite you.
All right, I can look at I can just look if you don't want to.
Well, I sent it to you just so you have it too. But yeah.
All right.
So, Queen D6 is relatively new. I first came across it. I don't remember whether he was black or white, but the 12-year-old GM, Mishra, was involved in a game with this line on one of his Budapest Norm tournaments.
Okay. We
is
were
an
kind of
Mishra novelty.
Yeah.
Man.
So I figured if it
we're getting hit with all those new ideas.
Right.
We sort of in a roundabout way we got beat by a 12-year-old.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right.
Nice. Well, yeah, it's weird. I don't know the idea behind it, but it doesn't there's no there's nothing wrong with it, obviously. Right. I don't think. Right?
So the immediate idea, right, is just to get out of the pin. Right. Which means Black's next move can be knight e4 without dropping your queen on d8.
Right. Yeah, which I guess we should have. I guess I should have figured that.
I mean, I think I mentioned that. I was like, it breaks the pin, and yeah, I think we did talk about that.
We certainly talked about knight e4, but I think we should have probably that should have been our number one candidate for Black. I think. Maybe it was, but it should have been obviously what was going to be. Yeah, and I think we decided it was okay if you took the bishop.
Right. I think Black's probably more popular move is h6.
Yeah.
After which White usually will take anyway, if I'm correct. And then queen a4, knight c6.
Are you seeing it? I don't see. Oh, I didn't see any of those moves.
Oh,
sorry, I looked away. I think I saw it. I thought they were doing it.
I go back. Can you see it now?
No, they're not showing up. I'm looking at Derek's screen, so they're not showing up on his end.
Yeah, your first couple moves. Let me pass ownership to you.
It's only showing the game moves. Yeah.
Sorry, h6. Can you see that now?
Wait, no, now it skipped to the very end. Are you seeing my moves?
I saw you go back to the position before queen d6. Now bishop. Is this all being?
No, I can't see any of those. Can you invite me back to that analysis board? Are you still in that?
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, something weird happened with the analysis board.
We can all get in that. I don't know.
Here, Seth.
All right, got it. I accept.
Make observer. Do I have to make you an observer? It says student.
Student, I think, is what we want. If we can.
You want student or you want observer?
I think student is better. I think students get to work on the board. Oh, it says I'm allowed to move.
Okay.
So like if I do this, if I just go back to the beginning.
Yeah, I see it back at the beginning now.
Yeah.
Okay. So sorry, let me click through those.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I've seen that happen before, and I don't use this enough to know and understand what just happened.
So let
All
let me know if now instead of queen d6, h6 appears.
No, I just went to the end of the game.
Yeah, wait to the end for me too.
That's so strange. Maybe it is so critical of the move, it's not even allowed to see it.
No.
Like it would be so detrimental to
Wait, you're streaming the children right now, right? No, we can't allow that.
All right, well, if I go to queen c2, is this now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see queen c2.
So for whatever reason, it doesn't relay alternatives to the game.
Oh, that's dumb.
But yeah, h6 is a common move,
right?
For sure.
Yeah, the other idea of queen d6 really is just, I think, because it's less well known, that in the event that you went ahead and prepped, that this may have thrown you off somewhat. But those are the only two reasons from a purely like principled chess point of view. I don't think queen d6 is anything special, but it just leads to a fairly normal position.
Yeah. So like usually if it's like in a normal QGD, if they play h6, I definitely drop the bishop back. But even with the knight on f3, I usually just play bishop h4 on h6, and maybe that's not the best move, but I don't know.
Well, so this is slightly different, right, than a standard Queen's Gambit decline.
Right, for sure.
The bishop's out, and your like pawn still on e2. So there's some structural and positional differences.
Yeah.
But more or less, things should proceed pretty normally. I thought queen c2 was totally fine.
Yeah, we were just I wasn't sure if we were thinking. Yeah, I think it's fine. I think because you can play bishop f5 there. If not,
Right.
like we just play e3. I was thinking.
So I'm not even going to risk moving it since you're probably not going to see anyway. So maybe.
You can do the arrows.
Derek or Seth, you could try to. So if instead queen a4, right, which is a more standard move, usually in these Rogozin positions, just to provoke the knight to c6, where
did that show up?
Where it's not best placed. I'm not seeing any moves. I'm making arrows.
Oh, okay.
Can you see the arrows?
Yeah, I could see the arrows.
Yeah.
We'll just go with that.
Okay. Knight c6, and then maybe knight e5 would have been another idea.
Well, so here was our thinking actually on that. Derek even said queen a4. I was like, queen a4 provoking knight c6, which is kind of undesirable in a Carlsbad, right? But because it blocks the c pawn. But I was like, but he can just play c6 since the bishop is defended by the queen now. So that's kind of why we didn't go for that.
Right.
And
That's
I don't
true.
know.
C6 would have just been an option as well.
Yeah.
And then possibly still knight e5. Really, I'm trying to figure out a way for white to be able to exploit my queen on d6, right, with like a bishop f4 move. Or maybe even something with like e4 to go e5, something like this. But I wasn't sure that c2 was going to be like the landing spot for your queen. So if you're trying to come up with an argument against it, it might have just been a little early to decide where to move your queen, especially if you were just trying to guard the knight. Going rook c1, I think, would have done.
Yeah, it wasn't to guard the knight for me. It was to prevent bishop f5.
Okay, that makes sense.
Weirdly, is
that
looking
diagonal Or you could.
Yeah, is looking at a opening database in the spirit of this, by the way.
Yeah.
So it looks like Knight D. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say you probably won't find many games in a database with this position with this early queen d6.
I've got 133, which are split between bishop takes f6 and knight d2.
Okay.
And the queen c2 is only seen in a game where the white pieces were a 1700 player against a 2300.
Yeah, that's about right.
That's without the insertion of h6.
Yeah, no h6.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, Coco, he was saying when he played queen d6, it's kind of like it's a new line. So he was.
Well, I mean, maybe knew when I first saw it in like June. Means that now, like, every Russian,
yeah,
like 7 and up, it's like, oh yeah, of course, queen d6. Like this is like theory now.
Yeah.
So,
Right, but that database has like he says has some like weird games in it though.
Yeah.
Like you'll have some random open where like some 1700s were playing or whatever.
Who were the strongest players trying this out as black?
As black, we've got one with Yang Yu. We've got one with Grandmaster Nok Tro Yen, I think. We've got K Pyorun, Yifan Ho, Yang Yu. Yang Yu has done this twice, apparently.
So it's a Yu move.
There's one with Mark Taimanov versus Lev Polagevsky.
Oh, okay. So that's
that's old school.
They were ahead of their time.
Yeah. It must be Casper Pyorun has done this like 3 times. Once against MVL.
Yeah,
that's a classic.
He had a good run at the World Cup.
Okay.
So.
Like a Taimanov Polgaevsky. That's a game. That's a game for the book.
Oh man. And Taimanov Stallberg too. Taimanov played this twice in 52 and 61.
But he was white?
No, he was black twice and he was white a 3rd time in this position.
Oh, nice. Wow.
All right. Well then
let's keep
going.
Sorry.
Yeah. We're way off track.
So we don't hold anybody too much longer.
Next one is bishop takes f6.
Knight d2 is a move that immediately attempts to exploit, black, bringing the queen to d6, right? You break the pin. Now you threaten bishop f6 and knight d5, right? If queen takes f6, knight takes d5. Otherwise, you force black to recapture with the pawn, and then your structure is pretty gross.
Oh man, that's an idea.
The other
idea
idea
to file away for sure.
Of bringing the knight to d2 is also just to have a piece guarding the e4 square, right? In these lines, in these Queen's Gambit declined, Nimzo Rogozin lines, e4 in general can be considered the crucial square, right? Whoever can control e4 probably will just be in control of the game,
Definitely.
and can sort of dictate what goes on. So that's just sort of a common theme to keep in mind. I mean, I'd say that it wasn't, our game wasn't an exception really. Like e4 was a key square.
Yeah. We had control of it at one point. I remember talking about.
There's always like tension.
Yeah.
And as I'm sure you all discussed, you have to weigh the risks of going e4 with your pawn to leaving yourself with an isolated queen's pawn, and whether you have enough activity to compensate for that.
Yeah.
And that's something that really is just sort of dependent, game by game. I don't think there are any hard and fast rules you can really apply, unfortunately.
You just need probably just a lot of experience that we don't have on it.
I mean, that certainly doesn't hurt, right?
Yeah.
So on queen c2, knight e4, e3, you now had a decision, right? Do I allow you to go bishop f4 or not? And it's time to brush teeth. Sorry, it's time. My son's telling me it's time to brush teeth. Is it
Yeah, that's
First
okay. We can roll
thing.
through it if you
it
need to go
cool
too.
to just give me like 5 or 10 minutes and then I'll rejoin?
I should
Let's go with me.
probably.
Derek probably usually has.
Yeah, I'm running late anyway. I should
Are
probably
you?
help out.
All right, then I'll be brief.
Yeah, just go through really quickly. Give us 2 minutes of the next high point, and then we'll let you go.
My thinking here was, okay, I have a chance to get the 2 bishops, a rare sort of advantage that anyone who plays the Nimzo can get, because you're almost going to take on c3 with the bishop every game. So I was like, you know what, this is cool. I'll get the bishop pair, right? h6, because I don't want to castle and let you checkmate me. Knight f3, c6, just no funny business on the c file. Bishop d3, knight d7, stopping knight e5. Castles, knight f6. Now I didn't mind knight e5 so much, actually, because I was thinking I could maybe go knight g4 to
right.
Yeah,
that's why we didn't do it, because he was just going to trade the knights.
Was a good move, I thought. Castles, h3, not so sure of, especially since you knew I probably wanted to do something on this diagonal. If you ever have to go g3, now h3 is just sort of weak. Not sure about h3. I don't think it's losing, but I don't know if it's necessary either. Rook e8, which my idea was, all right, maybe I can sack the exchange if he goes knight e5. And then, it's like, we'll see. What is the engine? Oh, the engine likes it. Okay. So takes, queen takes.
What it does is it also clears that. Does it clear the d6 square for your bishop?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah. Now instead of having to go bishop a5, c7, I can just come to d6 in one move and get the back.
That hurt.
So was not expecting knight e2. Was actually expecting e4. And after bishop d6, f4. Right, because the whole thing is you can't push the f pawn because I take on e3 with check.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you go e4, I can't take on e3 with check because there's nothing on e3. So knight e2, I think, just lets me get the pawn, another pawn, right, so that I get the piece and 2 pawns for the rook, which is almost always really favorable for the side with the piece and 2 pawns. Knight h5. I thought queen c3 was your best move. Takes. And now I wanted to leave you with the messed up kingside pawn.
Yeah.
Why I took on g2. I thought maybe you might not have noticed that one was under attack too. And at this point, it's basically like a slow death.
Yeah, we kind of realized it. And we're like, there's not much saving this at this point. We just thought we'd try to fight as much as we could, but
which you are absolutely like entitled and encouraged to do, because clearly there are lots of ways black can go wrong. I mean, I still haven't moved my bishop or rook. Like, you push your kingside pawns, right? You try something. I mean, e4 is definitely in the cards, because that pawn's so weak. But at the end of the day, like, if someone with black knows what they're doing, they'll be able to just sort of gradually, grind, and then, if this e pawn is traded off for the d pawn, I'm going to have a 3 versus 1 majority on the queen side. That's just going to be tough to stop. So at this point, I don't want to sound pretentious. It is just kind of a matter of technique.
Right.
No, we had a sense that that the death was kind of imminent, and it was just you're kind of playing with us.
So if there was any point where I thought like a major improvement could have been made, I guess it would be instead of h3, I was thinking, what if you actually just went a3 instead?
Okay.
Buddy, I can do bedtime.
Yeah, we'll let you go.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say thanks for the game.
Thank you.
All right.
This was fun. We got something out of this. We learned. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Evan, and we'll We'll see you all later.
Take care.
Bye.